let's transition over to where you're at right now. Sounds like another great company that can really do some great things for people. So, pediatric urgent care. What do you guys do?
So I joined the company almost 6 months ago now, but they've been
Okay.
around for 9 or 10 years. And the two guys who started this, Kevin Pierce and Brian White, they wanted to go invest in something, but wanted to invest in something and build something that they really believed in. They knew that there was a lot of opportunity in the urgent care space, but saw that they really wanted to address a gap. They didn't just want to do what everybody else was doing. They wanted to go fill a gap, and they didn't see a lot of urgent care focused in the pediatric space on kids, right? So you can take your kid to a general urgent care, but they don't have pediatricians there. You don't have someone who specializes in kids.
Right.
And so they started that in the Woodlands, actually. That was one of their first facilities, I think. I've actually taken my kids there, but before I ever got involved with these guys. And yeah, they just had a great service, and they really differentiated themselves on fiscal responsibility and great service, and really focusing on bringing the best care they can in the most convenient way to parents. That was their goal. And so about 3 years ago, for a couple reasons. One, because of just the seasonality that comes across in that urgent care need, especially for kids. Falls are crazy. Flu season is crazy. But, in the summer and late spring, a little bit less. It's pretty soft. And so they were looking for some other ways to diversify the business. And also just looking at the trends in the industry again, they saw that there was a really big opportunity in telemedicine. And so there's actually a second brand that we run under called Virtual Care for Families. Used to be Virtual Care for Kids. And the idea there initially was to help parents when they're, it's 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night, and they've got a young child, and they just don't know if they should go in or not. Give them that opportunity to get a hold of somebody, save them a trip, give them a little more confidence. And there's a big opportunity there. I think Kevin and Brian were both their kids were probably around that age, that like 4 or 5, 8-year-old age at that time. And they just knew that there was an opportunity for that. And so they expanded into virtual medicine, really without any technology help. They worked with some partners that they had, some out of the box vendors, but started going down this path. And within a year, they ended up getting connected with the El Paso school district. And El Paso was looking for a partner to help them address some needs within their own school district, specifically around just their underserved population, and making sure that as much of their community could get seen with proper medical care as possible. And it came in two flavors. One is they just had a lot of kids that were missing school. And so, sometimes those kids were just not getting the right access to care they needed. And so they were looking for someone to come in and bring that healthcare service right into where they already were, which was the school, and then school's nurse. School's nurses really aren't allowed to do very much, even though they're capable of a lot. And so what we work with them to do is give them access to our providers. So our doctors are on the line. Those doctors can now issue orders through the tests or administration of medication. They can give them Advil, Tylenol, Zofran for nausea. And now, because the doctor says it's okay, the nurse can now start giving that stuff to the kids. Where normally they would say, you either got to go back to class or I'm calling mom to pick you up. Those are the only options. The other thing that was important to El Paso is because all of the funding for these schools comes from attendance. And so if kids aren't in school, or if they're not getting that doctor's note, they aren't getting their full funding. And that's other way those kids are suffering, because they don't have the money to give them what they need in their programs. And so this was really trying to tackle both of those problems. I wasn't around back then. I heard it went a little rough, but the program was overall successful. And so they were able to carry that forward. And that's what we call our school med program now.